to the second tutorial of Mathematics Pro, and today we are going to learn about one of the most basic equations, that is of a straight line y is equal to mx plus c. So here we have the window of Microsoft Mathematics, and what we are going to learn is this equation y is equal to mx plus c. Now first of all, we all know that it is a straight line equation, so we're gonna graph this equation. So here I have the graphing tab, as I explained in my last tutorial how to use this, and you must be knowing it by now. So I write it y is equal to mx plus c, and then I graph it and I get this. Right now you would be quite surprised to notice the fact that here I wrote y is equal to mx plus c, where there are, if you consider, four variables: y, x, that are the standard variables, and m and c, which I have not specified, but still the software has plotted a graph. If you closely look at this part, here we have animate c, where you can change c and m respectively, right? So it helps us to see different graphs. For example, I animate it and that's what happens to the graph. I'll come back to this later. First of all, let us see what the graph looks like. If we go a little out of the page, we see that this is a straight line graph, as we all know about it. The scale here is about 8192 to 2 centimeter, and we see this is a straight line approaching infinity from both sides. At this point, it cuts the coordinate axis at positive y and negative y. Now if c is negative, then this graph will cut it here in the negative y and the positive y. And specifically, if m is negative and c is positive, then it will cut it in the positive y and the positive x. For example, I change the equation from y is equal to mx plus c to y is equal to minus mx plus c. And let's see what happens. You see, it cuts it in the positive y as well as in the negative y. Now, here I animate c from 0. Right, what does m equal to 0 mean? M equal to 0 here means y equal to c. That is a straight line passing through c. Now, I will now animate c starting from 0. That is the x-axis, y is equal to 0. Then when I increase it, the graph shifts upwards. This is called shifting the graph or shifting the origin method. In this, let us consider that I do it y minus c equal to 0, and I consider y minus c is equal to some capital Y. So what I have done is I have shifted the origin. If I take this as the x-axis, I have shifted the origin 2 units upwards or c units upwards, and I made this the new origin. Now, I now change m from 0 to some other value close to 0.5, let's say, and I have 0.5, right? Now what does 0.5 state? Here m is equal to 0.5 states that if this is the angle theta here, this angle, then tan theta is equal to 2. What I am saying is that m is equal to tan of theta. Right? So I am saying that, let's say it's let's say it's x, right? So what I'm saying is I again change the equation back to y is equal to mx plus c, that is the standard form where we can easily notice it. So I'm saying that if there exists an angle here, let's say this angle I represented by theta, then this tan theta is equal to x, is equal to m, sorry, where tan theta is equal to m. So what I will do, let's say I plot this here. What I do is I take this and I take this. So what can I say of tan theta is this height upon this height is equal to tan theta. Now what is this? This here is y, right? And what is this? This is x. So now not x, we can say it is delta x, right? So you can see that y is equal to delta x times tan theta, and from here we can derive the equation of the line. So now we come back to what we were studying. Now we come to C. Now what is C? The C by terms is called the intercept. So what is an intercept? The intercept is the point where the straight line cuts the y-axis. So what will be the intercept here? The intercept here will be like the intercept here will be this. This is the intercept. So this is called C, or the intercept of the line on the y-axis. Also there is a term called the intercept on the x-axis. So what will be the intercept on the x-axis? The intercept on the x-axis will be this. This big thing is called the intercept on the x-axis. And what will it be? We can calculate it by putting y equal to 0, and it will come out to be minus c by m. We can also calculate it using another method, like we take this length and this length, right? And what we know is this angle is theta, then tan theta is equal to c by, let the intercept be alpha. And what is tan theta? This is equal to m. So here we can say that alpha is equal to c by m. From here we get x negative, which means it is in the negative x direction. Now let us consider this graph, and I take it to 0. I take this c to 0. Now what does 0 satisfy? That the intercept on the y-axis is 0, which means it will pass to the origin. This is a straight line graph passing through the origin. And what will be theta here? Here theta will be this, right? Now what I do is, now I start animating C. I start animating C, and this what happens to the graph. It shifts upwards and upwards, right? This is also called the shifting graph, and how this can be done is I take C on the right hand side and I write y is equal to, capital Y is equal to y minus c, and what will it become is y is equal to mx. That is the graph passing through origin, and I have shifted the graph 2 units upwards, so that I have shifted the graph 2 units of 1 units upwards as my satisfaction. Now what I do is, now let's take an example. I change m to 1 and I change c to 3. So I get y is equal to x plus 3 graph. Now I take a graph y is equal to x plus 3 and a second graph which will be equal to y is equal to x plus let's say 2x plus 5, right? So now I plot these two graphs, and what I get, they intersect at this position. Now how do we calculate this? We have done it in 10th or in 9th, that we subtract these two equations, and then we get the value of x equal to minus 2, and here it is minus 2. So these two graphs will now intersect at x equal to minus